Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one shots, we do mini series, we do long running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we are playing a game called Apocalypse Keys, a powered by the Apocalypse game that uses your playbook style playing. We roll 2d6 and we get to see all these fun and interesting moves that our various characters get to play with. But before we jump into it, to do just a few announcements. We have two sponsors for tonight's game, the first being Hero Forge. It is the site that we use to make all of these beautiful tokens for everyone, but mainly it's where you can go to make super customized miniature models for whenever the heck we can roll dice in person again. They are constantly adding new features, new spell effects, new weapons, new armor, new poses, new scenery. And of course, my favorite addition will always be the cups. They added cups like this past year, and now all of my library of characters, they all have cups. Apparently, there's a theme. We're all alcoholics. It's fine. But you can use our link there in chat, posted by Dido, so that when you do order something, and they added familiars. Thank you. But if you do order something and you use our link, it does go to support us, and we heck and love you for it. Our second sponsor, so I go ahead and hit play here, is Epidemic Sound. It is the library of music that we use for all of our streams. It is all royalty free. They have just tons of genres, and you can sort by moods, by durations, by lyrics or no lyrics. You can get so personally customized with each of your musical choices. It's absolutely incredible. We use this from anything from deep space horror to a fun toy box game where we're in a dance competition. It really is just a fantastic collection of songs. And once again, you can use our link there in chat to get 30 days access free to the entirety of the site. It doesn't cost you a penny. But at the end of the 30 days, if you decide to keep your subscription, it does go to support us. And once again, we heck and love you for it. All right. Oh, thing that I always forget to plug, and Tessa always yells at me because I always forget, we have a YouTube channel where all of our streams go and you can watch all of our content for free. It lives there. You can watch it. We have, oh god, at least 1,200 hours worth of content on your YouTube channel, which is kind of incredible. But yeah, go, like, watch, subscribe, do all the fun things, because it goes to support us, and we literally can't do this without you. So from the bottom of my heart and everyone at the Lost Caravan, we heckin' love ya. Alright, I think that's about it for announcements. Why don't we go around, give everyone a chance to tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight. We'll go screen left to screen right, going clockwise, so we'll start with Candace.
Hi, I'm Candace. My pronouns are they, she, and tonight I'm going to be playing the fabulous playbook of The Summoned. My character's name is Amanira, also they, she.
Beautiful. And that brings us up to Farah.
Hello, I am Farah Sarkaya, pronouns she, her, and tonight I'm playing Yugani the Last, pronouns she, they.
Yeah. And over to Taylor.
Yeah, I am Taylor, she, her, and I will be playing tonight the Fallen. Name cannot ever be said, but what they go by is Fang.
Heck yeah. And then down to Kit.
Hey, I'm Kit, pronouns they, them, and I guess we're all playing they, she's, and she, theys tonight. That's awesome. I will be playing the playbook The Found, and I guess her name's Emma. She was given it. It's fine. But I'm excited.
Absolutely. Alright, and of course, I'm Andrew, your Games Master for the evening and for most evenings around here, although you are going to see a bunch of friendly faces behind the GM seat in the coming weeks, because we have a big event coming up. a charity, I think it's like 10-day charity event to support the Trevor Project. And we're going to have guest GMs, I think, for most of the dates. And we reached out to a bunch of wonderful companies, and they gave us, PDFs to give out. We have, I don't know what I'm all allowed to say, but we have a bunch of stuff. And I'll get with Tessa to see what I can actually mention, because there's some really cool things. But yeah, come. I believe it starts the 16th. Come hang out, come support a great cause, and have some fun with us. All right. Let's put a pause on that music for just a second, so that we can dive into a little bit of backstory, and then jump on into this. The four of you, all omens, all agents of the division. Monsters in your own right, but with a united goal of helping to stop the apocalypse. Whatever that may mean, whatever horrors lie waiting, ready to open that door and unleash the end times, you four are here to stand against it. Now, on this particular date, you've all been cordially invited to the annual masquerade ball of the Alvanita family. They say annual, but yet this ball hasn't happened for the past 30 or so years, as the Alvanita family went into hiding and no one has really heard from or seen them in a very long time. And this event promises that you will discover your true selves and you will experience true freedom by the end of the night. You will, of course, will be expected to dress in your utmost fineries and will be adorning your beautiful masks that represent your inner darkness. Now, the division is particularly interested in this event, as there has been word of some secret society operating within the Alvanita family. They're not sure if this means that the family is recruiting cultists for some unknown power, or if they're sacrificing their guests. Either way, they want you to step in and stop it. Although, you all need to remain vigilant, as eyes will be on you with every step. Now, I believe it was Amanira. Is that how you pronounce that?
Mm-hmm.
That you have actually had dealings with the contact before. A good doctor by the name of Brigitte Westmain that first contacted the division with these suspicions, as multiple patients of hers were coming to her with these grand delusions that they've actually been meeting with the Alvanita family, that they've been to the estate, and they've seen this spectacular display that you all know is actually just a rundown mansion that damn near looks abandoned. And at first she was able to brush it off, but the more patients she was getting in with these same delusions, the more she realized that this may be a job for the division. I would ask Amanira how you would reach out to the others and gather, well, not necessarily your team as in you're the leader, but gather your team as in your compatriots that'll be by your side while you visit the good doctor.
I think I'd probably start with Emma. Emma and I have a fairly close relationship, having kind of known each other for some time. And I imagine that I'd be cagey at best about how I got my information, because I'm kind of messing with the veil between the reality that we all kind of occupy and the reality that like regular people occupy.
Mhm.
So I would probably send them because they would be nicer about it. Just like write like a quick note that's very kind of curt, with the address, the time that we should meet, and like it's the smallest amount of information about what I know, and then kind of prefer to kind of give the rest of the information in person.
Okay. Sorry, is this going out to everyone?
So this is gonna go out to the other two people in our party.
Okay.
But you want me to be your messenger?
Yes,
Cool,
because
great. I will do
because my
this.
people skills are not necessarily, top dog.
And mine are.
I mean, better than mine.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Amanira kind of just thrusts it at you. Okay, so I'm gonna need you to go and to inform the others that we need to meet. I don't really want to be bothered with this, but Division demands it of us, so there it is.
Okay. We're going to a party?
Yes, it's a party that's not for us. People are seeing strange things, and it might hold some information about what Division wants, what we need to prevent, and what's happening in the future. So I would prefer not to have to speak with you, Connie, if I don't have to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll tell. Wait, so we're not invited?
No, we are invited. We are invited. The good doctor did extend 3 plus
Okay.
ones for me, but I just... It makes my blood boil, honestly, that I have to take any kind of orders. So, you'd think after so many hundreds of years I'd be better at that. But no. So, please, just let everyone know. Let everyone know where to meet. Take this note, and let me know if you need anything, please.
What do you wear to a party?
Oh,
Um,
so and I kind of like look you up and down. Can you describe what your character looks like?
my character is very like small, pale, big, dark eyes, like unnaturally dark, eat all the light eyes. And they're just kind of wearing, I guess, whatever sort of uniform or whatever, I don't know, that Division provides, if probably something akin to like gym clothes. Emma was found in some old abandoned facility, as you know, as is the way a lot of found come to be known. I don't think I've ever been to a party. I don't know. I don't know most of what I've done. So, she's just very, plain and small and terrifying to look at, and does not know things.
I think I just kind of magic. Like in my mind, I try to like kind of envision what would make you look the most flattering, would flatter you the most. And
My heart.
I kind of like just try to give you an idea of what to wear. Have a mask. And for your shape and stature, I would say something, either a cute suit, if that's what you like, or a gown, but you're petite, so maybe not a train or anything, something short.
Sure.
Yeah,
Gown,
but definitely a
and
mask.
Definitely a mask. Okay. She'll just like, very awkward. Okay. I'll go. Tell that I'll see you there. I guess.
Thank you.
Okay. Just like takes that straight up.
Amanira, did we get a character description for you?
No. So Amanira is quite tall, like 6'1", 6'2". Very, very, very dark brown skin. and she has kind of like a shape on her forehead like I have, that's like a fiery golden color. Her eyes are a bright gold, with very narrow kind of slit-like pupils, and she has a completely bald head. Her ears are kind of pointed at the tips, and she has like these really big, like chunky, like heavy weights in her stretched ears. They have, right now they're dressed in like a little bit of a suit kind of looking deal. They have like a buttoned up shirt and a little tie, and suspenders on, with some slacks, like some pinstripe slacks. They look very kind of business right now. And their face does not belie a lot of emotion. They're very like stoic in their face and no nonsense.
Absolutely. All right, Emma, you have 2 stops to make. Who's first?
Probably Yugani. I think I know them a little bit better. And hopefully they'll come with me, and then we can just go talk to Fang together. Cause I don't know why I'm doing. I'm not good with people. I don't think. But I think she is. So I'm gonna go talk to Yugani first.
Yeah. Well, Yugani,
I don't know.
where would Emma find you?
If there's such a thing as an office here at the division, I have an office.
Absolutely.
Because I wouldn't not. It's not like a traditional desk and bookshelf situations. There's like a fainting couch and kind of white marble countertops and that sort of thing. And she's wearing a very kind of Grecian outfit, but with like slacks and a jacket just to sort of make it on par with like the uniform, if you will. She's relatively short, probably like 5 foot, give or take, with kind of long, reddy purple hair. And depending on the light, she has scales. And she's reading something probably when Emma appears, and she sits up and offers something off of the plate in front of her, which is probably a selection of like, baklava and grapes and cheese and whatnot.
Yeah. Emma just like walks up, knock, knock, knock. Yugani? We have an invitation, I think.
You
Is the word?
think? You think or you
I don't.
know?
I think there's a party. We have to go, but we're also invited. I don't know what that means. She'll hand over the paper and be like, Amanira has a thing for us to do, but we all have to go. I think we have to talk to Fang also, but we have to go here and meet here, and also it's a party.
Yugani takes the note, looks it over. A smirk probably crosses their face at the mention of Amanira. And she stands, and she's short, but she gives off tall person energy, And I just walk out the door, assuming Emma will follow me, because they probably will.
Emma
we head over to
snatches a baklava and then just walks, just like follows dutifully behind. I've got an inch on you, but you terrify me. Just noted.
I love it. Yeah, and then that just leaves us with 1. Where would we find Fang?
Let's see. So are we all in like the divisions like HQ, or are we just like wherever we exist in the world currently?
If you feel like you'd spend most of your time in the division headquarters, absolutely. Otherwise, up to you.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But if I had to, I would. But like, if I get a choice,
You have an
no.
office, you just never use it.
Yeah, exactly. Like only when I unfortunately have to do paperwork am I there. But yeah, I think maybe somewhere nearby, got like a little flat that Fang usually hangs out at. And I think as y'all get there, there is actively a party going on, and it is actively also a masquerade, and it is bonkers.
It just
Like,
leans into
just
you,
people
gun.
everywhere.
Is this a party? Is this like the? Is this? No. Okay.
Yeah, is the door, do we just walk in? Is there a door? Is there
Oh
a
yeah, totally open, you know,
Beautiful.
and then yeah, I think it's one of those things too where it's like very obvious where I am, as very clearly this party has been put on so I can be the center point of it, you know, or the center of attention for it. So
I will sit next to you. If there's someone next to you, I shoo them.
yes.
Not even actively, I just look down at them and they're like, okay.
Mid
Like talking to someone else
conversation.
and just immediately like
Yeah.
Mid sentence, they would just turn, get up, and walk away.
I will hand you the piece of paper that Emma gave me and say, we have a party that we have to go to.
oh.
I'm intrigued.
You work at the division, don't you?
Well,
I feel
yes.
like we've seen each other around, but I have not gotten the pleasure. I'm Fang.
Yugani.
Like kiss the
I'm
hand.
sure. It's good to know that some people still have the proper manners.
Of course.
Making notes.
Hello,
I
Emma,
should-
darling. And just give like a
Hello.
little wink. Well, everybody leave. I just yell and stand up. I'm already dressed, so I guess we can just go.
Do you have anything that would suit, and I gesture at Emma?
I was
Ugh.
told to wear a mask. Is that a thing?
Usually at a masquerade, yes, it is required. Follow. I'll like go up like a very grand, way too big staircase. That why is this in a flat? Like randomly, it's there. To like a closet. It's just like anything of every era that you could possibly imagine of any style. I'm like, you can have your pick. I do have a custom tailor if you would like it taken in at all.
Okay.
Is it just a person sitting in the corner waiting to tailor your clothes for you at all
Fully.
times?
Fully.
Yes.
It's just like this little old guy
Sitting there
just like
sipping his tea,
smiles and
reading his
waves.
book, waiting.
Yeah. It's like, hi.
Hi,
It
his name is
just
Taylor. Okay.
gives a very brief wave and then returns to just that waiting posture.
Okay. I was just like looking around, find something like just black and probably in the shape of a dress, and just kind of grabs it and goes, okay, is it short? I was told to do short.
It can be.
Okay. I think it will fit. I don't know. It's like it's just probably the plainest thing that you own, honestly. It's just this. Okay. I think this will
Are
fit.
you open to some accessories?
Okay.
I'll go find like any variety of like necklaces, earrings, a mask, anything that kind of matches like the purple hair, like get some like jewel tones in there.
Ooh.
Taylor's already come over. Taylor the tailor, because that's of course his
Taylor,
name now.
Taylor, of course. Yes.
Like both hands are kind of like holding up parts of the dress, and like from underneath the vest jacket that he's wearing, two more hands pop out and start doing measurements, and start pinning and start doing trim work. Then another
This feels
two
oddly
sets
familiar.
from like the rib cage also start holding back little bits of material.
She's just like T-posing, like, okay, okay, this is fine. This feels weirdly familiar, actually, to have people just all up in your business measuring and doing. This is fine, actually.
Of course, dear. You're not meant to suit clothes. Clothes are meant to suit you. This is the best way to get it done.
Okay.
This is turning out to be a great day. I enjoy
What are you
this.
gonna wear?
Oh, I have something back at home. I'll meet you all at the party.
Okay, I'll just be here.
Yes.
I don't know Fake very well.
Well, this is a
I'm
We're
perfect
just sitting there just
a little
smiling.
bit scared, but that's fine.
You want something to eat or drink? I can
Um,
get you and just snap my fingers and like, you know, the people that were hired for the party are still there. So there's just like
Um.
orders. We kicked
Okay.
everyone out. There's so much food left, if we're being
So
honest.
I don't know what's good. What do you like? I'll whatever you think is good. I will try one of that.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah. Just make sure everything is orchestrated well in this tailoring session.
I love this.
Emma's now experiencing that moment when you go to a party with your friends and they leave you with total strangers.
Where's the cat? I need to find the animal and I need to pet it right now. I don't.
Like a cat walks up and has like 3 tails and 2 heads. Like it's definitely not like a normal animal.
Emma's like, this is what a normal cat looks like because this is the first cat I've ever seen in my life. This is fine. If I've met a cat, I don't remember it.
2 hats mean 2 chins to scritch.
It's double chin. That's double purrs. That's 2 throats to purr with, my guy.
Absolutely.
It's the only way to do it.
Alright. Then Emma and Fang having a wonderful afternoon of dressing and getting to know each other. Yugani returning home. Is there anything that you'd like to do at home, Yugani, or is it just getting dressed and then leaving?
I walk into my... It's probably a house. I feed the fish and the sharks and the everything in the giant tanks that I have surrounding my home. And I think I just get dressed and get ready to go. But remembering who else is in our party, I make sure to dial it up just a little bit higher than it probably would at another day.
Of course. Well, then with the 4 of you taking your time to dress yourselves up, to find your masks, pieces that represent your inner darkness. Fast forward just a bit to, I'm sure, Amanira arriving first to your meeting location.
Yeah, I get there probably 30 minutes before I told everyone else, just to take an eye to the place, make sure it looks safe-ish, try to kind of just poke for any holes that might be in this facade here.
Yeah.
I'm very skeptical of all of this, but also kind of excited to have something new in life to brood over.
I mean, your instructions have you meeting at the estate of the Alvanita family, which the sun is still up. You have a few hours until sunset, and as you pull up, there's a stretch limo waiting already, and you see a pair of figures just casually inspecting the estate and the nearby grounds. A 5 foot nothing, a feminine figure, very thin, not emaciated thin, but just a small petite woman dressed in a kind of gym attire, basically, you know, shorts, a tank top, and a much larger figure, almost ogre-like, probably sitting around 7-ish hundred pounds. Just pure muscle, very neutral expression on his face. Just watches as your car comes up the drive, and then they wait for you to get out.
I've since changed into kind of like this leather, kind of halter-ish kind of top that's sort of a corset. It has some kind of patterns kind of carved and embossed into it. And my mask is in my hand. It looks black, like a plain stone black mask at first, but in the light it flashes like different colors, depending on the angle. And I kind of take some very hesitant steps forward, kind of squinting to see if I recognize these people before I approach them.
Yeah, you've met with the
I'm
good
not sure if I'm
doctor
supposed to.
at least
Okay.
once.
Excellent. Good doctor, hello. Good evening, almost. Thank you again for the invitation.
The ogre-like figure would turn to you. Yes, it is a pleasure to meet you again. Look-
And you are.
Looking over at the, which you remember being the good doctor. There was an unfortunate accident.
I see. I look back at the ogre. This is quite the upgrade.
The just absolutely petite, tiny woman looks at you, just this absolute, glare, that bodyguard stance of a, 80-pound woman trying to mean mug you, let you know that don't try anything.
Yes, I understand. You are quite intimidating. And I'm doing my best to like bite my tongue and not say anything offensive, but I'm real tempted. And I just kind of turn and address the doctor again. My companions, the rest of my team, are on the way.
Good.
You will have the best at your disposal. I can speak for my own works, of course, but the others, I've heard are quite good at what they do. Emma will be by my side. They have their own talents, a little new, but quite professional. So,
Good. You should know, you are not the first agents that we've sent, or that the division has sent for us. We sent a scouting team, one to comb the estate, look for anything out of the ordinary, what might be causing these delusions. As the big ogre figure, takes one sweeping muscular arm and gestures towards the absolutely abandoned, like 20-acre estate that used to belong to the Alvinita family. Somehow, they see this as a veritable paradise.
And what happened to these agents?
We have yet to hear from them.
I mean, it kind of takes a step back. They're trying really hard to like not belie their insides, but they're really pumped that the agents did not come back. That means that this is like an even bigger deal, and they're looking forward to not creating the mischief, solving the mischief for once in their life. Well, I'd love to guarantee that the same fate won't be coming to us. But without taking a closer look around the grounds, I really can't make any promises. But we will do our very best. One of us, the person I know the least, Fang, they have unusual ways of getting what they want, from what I hear. So I think that having good conversations with your guests might yield a little more information than otherwise planned, especially knowing that other people have been here and no longer are.
Indeed.
Can I poke around?
Yeah.
I don't want to like go too nuts. I just want to do like a once over, like just walk around one time, see what I see,
Is there
and then wait for everyone else.
a move that you are wishing to take?
Yeah, I think that I would like to grasp keys. Um,
Ooh, starting off big. Okay.
yeah, because like people are missing.
Mhm.
So like that's what makes me kind of want to like level it up. Like I know that if we go in with missing division agents as well as the answer to this problem, that'll make us look fantastic and maybe I won't have to take as many fucking orders.
All right. So, yeah, roll 2d6.
That's a 4.
A big ol' 4. You find more than what you were ready for. You may choose to mark Ruin to uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to being a harbinger.
Not yet. I think it's a little too early for that.
All right.
I think I try to kind of find my way around, but this thought kind of keeps bubbling up in the back of my mind that I'm gonna have to see Yugani for the first time in about a million ages, and I'm trying really hard to just like dive into work and just throw myself into looking around, but like all I'm seeing is this like dead ass mansion, and I'm just floundering a bit.
If there was one emotion that Dr. Brigitte would be picking up from you right now, what would that be?
I feel like it would be despair, honestly.
Okay.
Not knowing what could happen, not finding what I need, like nothing that I need right now to make me feel in any way positive or happy is going on. So I think I'm despairing a little bit. Feeling like I was overzealous in my excitement to kind of go out on this limb that I'm on.
And you would find most of the outer estates to be very overgrown. You know, what used to be beautiful walkways through a beautifully kept garden is now overgrown in weeds and vines, all of it with these thick thorns. But while you are out and exploring, would you say that Yugani or Fang and Emma would arrive next?
I feel like Emma would come next, no?
I can roll for it if you'd
Um,
like.
I'd probably show up whenever Fang shows up.
Cool.
Honestly, I can't drive. Are you kidding?
All right.
I drive very fast, so
We'll
maybe we are
go,
here first.
This is normal. This is
Works for
probably
me.
fine and normal and how it normally works, right?
Yep. So Fang and Emma, what kind of car does Fang drive?
Oh, what kind of car does Fang drive? I feel like you hear a very loud engine, like roaring, as we come flying up. And like I'm not a car person, so I don't know, but I'm thinking like an old muscle car that's
An
been real
old
souped up.
muscle-
Yeah, like a
Ooh.
Challenge
Yeah.
or something that's like real shiny, real chrome, like it's been fixed up. And like
Mhm.
we pull up and like I step out and like we'll say that this car itself is like an emerald green and I'm like walking out in an emerald green dress like matching the
You matched your
vehicle.
dress. You matched your car to your dress.
That's it. I had options and I wanted to wear the green dress, so I picked the green car.
Incredible. Amazing.
Just
You'll love to see
pull
it.
in. Do the like it's somehow the wind like blows perfectly in our direction as we get out and our hair is able to just kind of like fly in the wind for a second.
Absolutely. And then of course Emma right behind you.
Emma's there too. Also.
Hair blows
Just-
in your face and you're like, oh no.
Just like
You haven't
follow
learned how to use it yet.
I'm working on it. I'm watching Fang intently and like trying to like mimic and she's doing the toss and I can't quite get it. Hair's too long. I
Like
can't
whispering
make it
under my
happen.
breath. I'm like, throw it over your shoulder
Over the-
and just stand back a little.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Uh, what emotion would the good doctor get from Fang and Emma?
Emma's is a given. It's curiosity always.
Mhm. I think from Fang, it is like a hunger. Like it is a very much like wants to like
Alright.
learn something, wants to it's not just a curiosity. It's like I am here to learn some shit and devour it. Like very purposeful.
Love it. Yeah, the two of you would also see the petite woman standing there, hands, in front of her, also just glaring you down. And then the massive ogre individual. I don't know if I had mentioned this, but a lab coat absolutely torn to shreds in an attempt to put it on over this gigantic frame.
I love it.
For sure.
When we step out, can I actually do a move?
Yes.
Because I forgot I have this. And it doesn't have to just be the doctor and the bodyguard. You know, maybe if there's like a valet, other guests like showing up.
Mhm.
I have a move that is called Call Me Master,
Oh.
in which I declare high mesmerize on linking NPCs, which is, you know, stepping out of the car, the wind, really working my angles, trying to look hot, and, you know, looking for the important person. And then basically, if I do an 8 to 10, acclaim new worshippers. If I do an 11 plus, you wonder if this is truly what you desire. And a 7 minus, the song of your dark heart awakens a slumbering horror. So that could be bad. We'll see.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Don't have any darkness tokens yet, so it's just gonna be a straight roll. Okay, that's good. That's good. Right, that's a 6, and that's a 5. Oh, it's an 11.
Oh. Okay. So choose one from above and one from below.
Ooh, I suppose. Oh,
So
well.
there
Okay,
is
so
a driver that is currently like sitting in the driver's seat, just waiting to take the good doctor away.
okay. I think for this one, there's not something specifically that I want to fulfill a command, so I think I would like they will grant you a new power, new powers temporarily. And then the below would be ooh, this one's good. Your true self emerges for a moment. Destroy one bond, which I have a bond currently with Emma. So maybe as we get out, the true self emerges. Like, so one of my eyes goes back to that really weird snake, demonic kind of vibe. And then I have to like blink and it goes back to normal as I'm like yielding my power. And it's probably a little concerning being right next to me.
I'm like,
Absolutely.
am I supposed to be doing that? Should I be? How do I do that?
What?
What? Huh?
If I could offer a suggestion, the good doctor would find this fascinating, and would make that connection of reading your emotions, and when she does make that connection, the two of your minds kind of meet and intertwine, and I would say that even if just temporarily, you'd have a similar gift of being able to read someone's emotions just by seeing them.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. Then I think after like having that little mind meld moment, I'll kind of like put my arm. It's hard to do in such a body camera. Put my arm out like this for Emma to like just kind of lead you towards the group if you'll take it, and then walk
Use it
up
with
to introduce
hand.
myself to the doctor.
There's the whole like 2-hand thing. Like okay.
I put my hand over the other and just walk up. Let's go.
Okay.
Good evening. Of course, it is the massive ogre that is saying this.
Yeah. Unfazed. Good evening. You are. Who sent us the letter, I assume?
Yes. I am Dr. Brigitte Westmain.
Dr. Brigitte, it is absolutely wonderful to make your acquaintance today. I hope that I can be of some service. Oh, Albert, and then I'll look over to Manira and be like, we've had some passing, but I would like to properly introduce myself. I am Fang. Thank you so much for getting me out of the house this evening.
Manera looks very approvingly at Emma, kind of like looks you up and down. Good. Following instructions. I'm very impressed. And then I look over at Fang, and this look of recognition kind of pops into place, and their eyebrows are raised extremely high up on their forehead. Ah, we meet again.
It's been some time.
You look much changed.
For good and for better, but I see you've been doing well.
I've made a good attempt. I'm a lot less expressive than I used to be, but I
Don't
hope we'll.
tell me that.
Well, you know,
We had so much fun.
and you see like this kind of deep burgundy coloring happen on their cheeks, as they're kind of remembering the last time that they saw Fang. Yes, we did in fact have quite a time. I have spent centuries turning it over in my mind, and I thought perhaps I had wronged you in some way. I apologize for my role in your situation.
Well, good days, bad days, but all in all, I can't say I don't dislike everything currently. And what is it they say? Live and learn, forget. I don't know. Whatever that silly human saying is. All to be said, how about if we survive this, we get back to maybe one more evening of the good old days? It's been a while since I've had someone that can really keep up.
Yes, I think that would be quite lovely, in fact. I've been searching the grounds. Apparently, the good doctor here has informed me other division agents have gone missing. So,
Yes.
we're in for an eventful night.
Wonderful.
I think
Where is the last member of our group?
at this point, another car would be pulling up. Yugani, what kind of car do you drive?
So I do not drive. I am driven.
Of course.
It is a seafoam green Packard, but at the front, rather than any angel, it is a mermaid.
Oh.
And I wait until the chauffeur steps out of the car, opens the door for me. And if you recall Wonder Woman, the dress with the sword, this Grecian flowing blue gown of chiffon that kind of catches just a little in the breeze. Her hair is loose with slightly tied back just out of her face with thick curls down her back and shoulders. And her mask is in her hand, a Grecian chorus mask. And she looks over the grounds and her eyes rest on the group. I would also like to use a thing.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
have a thing called a flickering hope,
Oh.
where I can describe a thing and say what I hope for, and then we'll see if it helps us or hinders us. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So, as I drive up this long route and step out, Yugani has memories of once upon a time her home was grand. Like now it's nice, it's whatever, but like there's something about the ocean floor that is magical, and this is not it. This is like in the upside down version of what she is so used to. And she hopes, I think, to speak with both love and sorrow, looking at what she sees now compared to what she saw, and also seeing Amanira there after not seeing them for a very long time. So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna roll.
Yeah, let's see it.
That is also an 11.
Ooh.
So up and down.
As your memory turns dark, choose one from above, and the keeper will describe a sign of terrible things to come or a significant complication. So, which one would you like to choose?
I'm going to choose to uncover a key. I'm going to describe the the apocalypse centuries ago, long before humanity claimed my people because we became cocky. We became too sure of ourselves, and the songs we sang became too powerful and in turn crushed our lives, um, and brought ruin to everything that we held dear until it was only me.
Your key, as you are stepping out and hearing that chorus, that music of your people playing in your mind, feeling the weight of tonight's events, having experienced all of this before, you find that the music soon is not coming from inside your mind, but you're actually hearing it. And not just you're all hearing it. This beautiful waltz that I'm playing for the stream right now. Turn that up a little bit. A soft melody, although with every keystroke, with every note, there's just that flash of individuals that you loved, that you knew, memories all ripped away, knowing that should you fail tonight, you will go through it all over again.
I think Yugani pauses as her driver leaves, and it takes her a solid 30 seconds to shake herself out of it and approach the group.
What emotion did Dr. Brigitte get from you?
She's so old that she's pretty steady. Imagine an ocean, a wave on an ocean. But what she feels first is a sense of loss, perhaps, a sense of fear, and a little bit of nerves.
Which, of course,
Unspecified.
Fang would also pick this up. As you approach, the ogre-like figure turns and gives you the very slightest of bows. Good evening.
Good evening, Emma. Well done.
I know you all have catching up to do, but now that you're all here, I wanted to convey everything we know. These grounds will come alive. The energies, what we believe, being that which is entrancing people. Something within that house is drawing them in. We have yet to see a single soul leave. We are unsure of what you'll see once you're in there, once you embrace the illusion. But once you do, you will be lost to us until you break it and return. Are there any questions?
Amanira is like backing slowly into the shadow that's starting to form on the porch. And is like just waiting to be let in, trying not to make a scene. They kind of like bring their hands up a little bit, and with their hands raising, the shadow kind of envelops over their shoulders. So like only like this like very kind of vague outline of them can be seen.
So cool. All right. If
I instead like stand in the spotlight, like any bit of light.
the last rays of sun like shining through the trees, and you're just kind of always in it somehow.
Like a
Yeah, you
cat.
don't see me move, but I'm always there. So, what you're telling us is we don't know what to expect. No one has left this house once they've entered, and we're on our own once we go in to deal with whatever horrors are inside.
Yes.
Sounds like a wonderful Friday night.
It really does. It's been a while since I've had the promise of this much fun.
After seeing your files, I believed that you would all be perfect for this.
What if we don't come back?
We will send others.
I reach out and grab Emma's like wrist with permission.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I
For sure.
kind of draw you back into this like kind of semi-darkness that I'm standing in. Listen, not to put on the pressure, but I just wanted to let you know I spoke very highly of you when the doctor asked me about the team. I know that you're new to this. I know that you have your reservations, but I believe in you. And so far, you've done quite well getting everyone together. Did you have any problems?
No.
Any resistance?
No.
Did anyone say anything about me?
Um. I don't think so. Um. Like what?
Nothing.
I mean, I told them that you were who gave us the paper.
Good.
But okay.
Yes, that's it. That's all. That's all. And the smile that you're getting from them is like you can tell that it's kind of fake. You see their face
Mhm.
all the time. It's usually very like and they're trying to like give you this very pained encouraging smile that's kind of coming out like the Beast in Beauty and the Beast when Lumiere's like smile and the Beast is like it's just like horrible face. That's the kind of look that is on their face right now as they kind of push you back toward the group and just go back into their little like cocoon.
Absolutely.
I think Emma's. I don't know. What sort of when I guess we're like to what extent we're meant to be using our powers of darkness. But if I don't know how much telepathy I can just use on the reg.
Do it.
But I think this is a common thing. Emma sometimes will just pop into your guys' heads rather than talking, because she's like that. And I think she's just kind of like you can see it on her face. She's not trying to hide it. But she's like looking to you guys like, is this like this seems a lot. This seems like not a good idea. Is this okay? Is this good? Are they gonna leave us there? Are we okay? Like she's scared. um
Can I respond to the message, or do I have to speak it out loud?
I think I imagine if you think it hard enough, she could probably pick it up. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't think you're getting like full words at this point. You're just kind of getting like the You can tell she's not sure about this.
The hand on your wrist has not let go, and you just kind of feel like their skin grow like quite warm for a second, and you feel a squeeze. before I let go, like a reassuring squeeze.
I'll give a. Yugani looks kind of middle-aged, generic middle-aged, but you get a very grandmotherly, comforting smile, very briefly, but it's there. And she thinks back, I guess, the feeling of it'll all be fine.
Emma,
really think that though? Do you
darling,
really think that though? You
let
fake,
me
you
just tell
faking
you,
it?
it's been years that I've been alive, and I can vouch for Almanira. I'm sorry, I do not know Yugani your history that much, but we faced much worse and come out alive, as well as made sure our friends have. So honestly, this is probably the safest scenario you could have gotten yourself into today.
All right, if they say so. This is
And
fine. This is
there
fine.
must be some reason you're here. I think you're going to fill
Was
a
it-
hole this team was missing,
Oh
and
yeah,
you're
it
going
was
to
the
feel very
invitation.
confident.
That's
Oh,
why I'm
there's
here.
more.
It was the invitation. Okay.
I can tell.
Okay.
With that, the doctor and her bodyguard would wish you luck and turn back towards the stretch limo where the body of the doctor, though now the bodyguard, goes to grab the door, pulls, and the entire door just pulls straight from the car accidentally. And the doctor and the big ogre body just shakes her head and starts climbing in to a space that's clearly not even close to big enough to fit a person of this size, and yet just kind of disappears inside, as if the space in there was much larger than it would seem. And then the bodyguard turns to look at you, all 80 pounds, gives you that one last glare, just like slams the door back onto the side of the car, and then climbs in a different door.
Never met them before, but I can't imagine them being more terrifying than this.
You kind of like hear from the shadows. Yes, the doctor is quite formidable, but even more so when there's an ogre inside of her body.
Let me start the
Yugani?
music. There we go.
Amanir, it's been too long, has it not?
Perhaps. Or some might say the exact right amount of time. Absence and hearts and all that, you know.
You think so? I've had enough centuries of absence to know that it's not quite what they say.
Yes, and as they kind of start to kind of talk, it's very stilted, and the shadows like start to recede, and they kind of come out. Yes, cliches, popular things. It is nice to see you. Your hair looks lovely. I'm glad you're well. Emma, did you find anything interesting? Have you looked around the estate? I couldn't quite get a foothold earlier, but I was trying to find clues. It's been a long day for me. I'm exhausted.
I mean, we haven't been here much longer than you. It looks creepy.
Looks fun.
As the dear doctor has driven away and you will turn to look at the estate, the last rays of the sun starting to fade, you would hear back from your emerald green car, Fang. Should I just wait here then, my lady? As Taylor the tailor just pokes his head out the window.
He really does have so many talents. Yes, if you wouldn't mind, if you would just stick around. I don't know how this is going to end. We might need a hot exit, and I'd rather the car be close by.
As you wish. Head just
Oh,
disappears.
also, if Taylor, if we don't come back, I don't know, let's say 24 hours or so, you know the protocols to begin.
Of
Am I
course. Yes.
Wonderful.
Should
Should I have a protocol?
I prepare the summoning ritual just in case?
That would be. I like turn away from Emma. That would probably be good just in case. You never know what's going to happen.
As you wish. And then disappears back to the car.
And then just thinking, should I have it? Should I have a ritual? Should I have a?
Well,
Each them.
I have a protocol. That wasn't on the list that Division gave me of documents to forge. What? Later.
with the sun finally setting, the grounds would start to shift. Those long walkways overgrown with vines start to clear themselves, like snakes just pulling themselves off the path. The gardens overgrown with weeds and dead shrubbery regain their life. Beautiful flowers sprout across most of the estate. Lights start flickering on across the 100 or so windows throughout this mansion. The flaking paint all starts to repair itself, being as new. That music kicks in again. Soft out here. Voices can now be heard from inside, and the door clicks and opens ever so slightly.
Would that we could turn the clock
Question.
back.
How long has it been since I may have been here? Having like a connection to this family. Like, have I been to one of these weird, mysterious, we're missing parties, or have I not seen them in 30 years? You know?
No one's seen them in 30 years. So if you were at the last one, it would have been about 30 years ago.
Cool.
Amanita looks relieved, hearing the click. Oh, thank God. And then kind of just jimmies the handle, tests it. Stay back, everyone. I'm going to just check this out. And then just kind of creaks the door open to look inside.
You would be staring face to face with a taller individual, graying hair, probably an older man in his 80s, early 90s, deep, just sunken wrinkles. A suit that looks like it was just recently pressed and cleaned, the only thing that looks new on this individual. Good evening. Who may I say is entering the estate?
Oh, good day. I apologize. I don't normally just barge in places. The door was cracked. My name is Amanita, and I am one of 4 guests here on your doorstep tonight.
All are welcome. Please. How shall I announce you?
Kind of turn and look at everyone. Like, I usually just go by my one name. What do you guys want to be called?
I don't even usually go by that.
I'll step forward and say, Yugani, Lady of the Deep. And I look at you, Emanira, and kind of expectantly hold an arm out.
Quite very proper of you. And they put like a very stiff arm in your arm. You can feel their skin is hotter than normal.
You see,
You can refer to me as Amanir. I don't need any signifiers. I am quite fancy all on my own.
he'd turn. You said Yugani, Lady of the Deep?
I did.
And, like, straighten himself up and into the house just bellow out. We have 2 new guests. Please welcome Yugani, Lady of the Deep, and Amanir. And then steps to the side so you may enter.
As we are walking down the, I can only assume, grand staircase into the foyer.
Absolutely.
I murmur quietly to you, I hope it was not too presumptuous. I thought perhaps a good opportunity to have a moment together.
Yes. This is it's quite nice seeing you again. After so long. I've spent many years on my own, honing my skills and whittling down perhaps my sharper points. So I am hoping tonight I can show off my sense of calm and diplomacy.
I do not doubt you will impress.
They take a very kind of short bow and kind of swing you kind of toward like leading the way. Still holding onto your arm, but kind of like gesturing you forward and propelling you forward while looking over their shoulder for the other 2.
Absolutely.
I put my arm out to Emma the same as when I got out of the car.
I love that the relationship between you two. It is so good.
It's so cute.
But yeah, same question back towards Fang and Emma. How shall I announce you?
I open like a little like clutch and pull out like essentially a business card and just hand it to him.
Very good. And you?
I guess just they call me Emma, I guess. Just Emma is fine.
Very good. Again, turn towards the interior of the estate. We have 2 new arrivals. Lady Fang, goddess of love and beauty, weaver of desires, the fallen but not forgotten. And Emma. He steps aside so the 2 of you can enter.
Walk down and I'll like whisper like under my breath like, okay, there's a chandelier to your left. So if you go like this, it'll be very angular, and don't forget that there's a breeze coming through. So just, casually throw your hair back so it doesn't go into your face. And I'm just like
Absolutely.
He was like
honestly,
listening intently.
it's one, it just helps you look even more beautiful than you are, but also it just gives confidence once you've mastered it,
It's a lot of work to look confident.
It's a fake it till you make it situation, really. After you kind of get the hang of it, you've got it.
I feel that.
Okay.
Well, as the 4 of you have entered, the door would come to a creaking close behind you. And before we delve into the estate of the Alvanita family, we're going to jump to a quick break. give everyone a chance to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do what you gotta do, and we will come back with the meat and potatoes of this mystery. We'll see you soon, everybody. And welcome back. Where we left off, we had finally stepped foot into the Alvanita family estate. A rundown, dilapidated mansion and 20 acres. Now, though, bathed in moonlight, it is a beautiful, shining star of a mansion. Music and lights and life. Everything that would draw in a wandering spirit. And as you all are welcomed in, I would ask each of you, what is a detail that your character would notice? Tabletop Obscura, thank you so much for the raid. We heckin' appreciate it. We were playing Apocalypse Keys, a Powered by the Apocalypse game where everyone here is a monster that is trying to subvert the apocalypse. And the Dom energy that's coming from this group tonight is just spectacular. You love to see it.
Emma and her 3 moms.
Well, speaking of Emma, do you want to kick us off and then we'll go counterclockwise?
Okay. This is one thing that we've noticed.
The first thing that your character would notice as they step in.
As we step in, this is a masquerade, but there are some people that you know well enough that it doesn't matter if they're wearing a mask, you would know them. And I think Emma with her little brain rating abilities would be a little bit more noticing. There's someone here that Emma knows, and Emma has not heard from them in a hot minute. Which is weird because this is the division assigned psychic that has been assigned to Emma. And
Absolutely.
They haven't really talked in a hot minute, and I don't, maybe she just figured that she had gotten a new assignment, and maybe, but Emma hasn't heard back from this person, and, but they're there, and they feel familiar, like, they can tell, even without seeing their face. Like, this is definitely the person that I used to be connected with for a long time.
The Division Psychic, one of the leading experts, a agent named Jasmine Higgins, who you always enjoyed those long conversations with. Very friendly, very personable. Always went to bat for the agents. Though you're noticing a slight alteration to Jasmine's physicality in the form of she has no mouth. It's just gone.
This is normal, right? Maybe.
Are you saying that out loud, or what feelings am I getting from this? Like,
oh, you're getting feelings for sure. You're getting like, oh, hey, I know that. Oh God. Like Emma.exe is like processing so much information that does not make sense right now. Because these psychics are like they're to help, you know, when you're in the field, you kind of open up your little noggin. How am I supposed to open up? How am I supposed to use her to get new knowledge if she's already here? And then, oh God, where's her mouth? Just kind of like I don't think she says anything. She just kind of like holds Fang's arm a little bit tighter. Just like if Fang is like, oh, everything is fine, then I was like, okay, this is probably fine. I don't know that Emma's ever seen her face before. Because I mean they can do what they do from a distance, but yes, maybe this is fine. Maybe this is normal and fine and good and everything is chill.
Absolutely. Speaking of Fang, What's a detail that you'd notice?
Yeah. I mean, that is giving me some influence of all just the emotions happening. But I think I was already kind of in the scanning the crowd. You know, I'm much more interested in people and everything than anything else. So yeah, I think I follow the panicked feelings to that. I'm like, okay, and then want to look and see one if there's any other weird things like people missing mouths that probably should have them, or just getting the general like vibe of like, you know, is there someone there that everyone's like waiting to go talk to, or is there like a group of people, you know, kind of getting the social standings
Absolutely.
and all that.
The rooms would definitely be, or sorry, the main ballroom at least that you would all be staring into. It is split up into multiple groups of people. Each group seems to have a individual or pair of individuals kind of at the center, at the helm, drawing in their own groups, their own little mini followings here. Everyone with a mask, at least partially over their faces. Some, just the upper half, some just the lower half, others entirely covering their heads with these beautiful displays. But scanning the room specifically, looking for hierarchies, you'd feel as well as see a tall individual giving off this aura of need. A pair of beautiful white wings just folded up behind them as everyone around them looks at this figure with just pure need, pure desire. And
I
without
think seeing this. Oh, go on. Sorry. Go on.
no, please.
I think seeing this. I'm just assuming this is happening while we're still walking down the stairs
Mhm.
because the need of the thing. Seeing this, feeling. I'm doing a thing. Hold on. I'm reacting in spite and arrogance as I see this, and I'm like, okay. And I have like my human form, which still kind of has that very pale, kind of purple tinted skin and the occasional eye that pops back in of the demon. But for the most part, looks very like gorgeous, but like very human. Not a lot going on. Because her normal sense is some horns, an unfortunate lower, like think a mermaid, but the bottom half's a snake. And not a lot of fun things that she likes to tout around. But maybe it's like rings that kind of is like her power to kind of hide bits in it. So I think she like takes off one of the rings and like throws it on the ground. Not really, in her clutch. She wants to keep it. And her wings are now visible, which are still very large, but are kind of this like white hot, where it's like really, really bright, but it still has like that dark kind of core vibe to it. And it's just like all of the feathers and stuff look like they're just made out of light. And then just puts her hand back on. It's like, okay. And continues to walk like nothing happened.
This figure, not even turning to meet your eyes, would.
Oh, and I don't look at them now.
But this taking extreme caution to just not look at each other, but absolutely letting their own power flare out, letting you know that I clocked you. I know you're here.
Between 2 and 4 tokens, how many would I get for
That's
being
entirely up to you.
Body bitch?
Pretty petty.
It's pretty petty.
Pretty petty.
I'm gonna be real petty with that one.
Beautiful. Yugani, what's something that you'd notice upon entering the house?
Because we were told the house and its inhabitants basically disappeared, I'm looking out at the room and the decor I'm looking at the statuaries, perhaps showing this winged figure and other things. I'm looking at the era of when, like, has the house upgraded itself, or does it still remain trapped in the past? Like, those are the kinds of things I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there are even statuettes of the four of you. It's all of the important guests seem to have just this honorary place among this massive ballroom. And the decor does seem a bit outdated. Everything also seems a little larger than it should be, than it needs to be. Like, chairs are just a little too big to fit someone comfortably. Tables are a little taller than you would expect. Everything is just a slightly bit off.
When I see the statue of myself, I think I stop, and I'm not like firmly holding on to your arm or anything, so if you keep walking, you'll keep walking without me. Um, but I just look up at it, and I think am very much lost for a moment. Do you pause or do you keep going?
That's Amanira, right?
For Amanira, yeah. You are muted.
I imagine I'm distracted by the thing that I see in this room. So if you stop and look at your statue, I feel like I'd probably continue and go to the thing that I am enamored by.
Then I think I stand there for a little while. Just memories.
All right. Amanira?
I notice Yugani getting kind of taken away by this statue of herself, and I pass the one of me with kind of just a glance. I'm immediately annoyed that this is there. I feel like it's vanity for vanity's sake, and I kind of just like roll my eyes at it as I walk by in favor of looking at the weapons that are displayed in this home. I kind of have like in my clutch I've got it almost looks like a little flashlight, but it opens up to a large like golden staff that I received from my adopted parent. And I kind of like finger it in my purse like as I'm staring at all of these other weapons, and I'm kind of torn between being very impressed with the display but also wondering why all of these weapons are displayed. Like they're obviously going very hard with decorations. Why are these out, and who might use them? And there's like a feeling of both cautiousness and excitement. The idea that perhaps this night will be a little bit more lively than I expected.
Of course. And mixed in with weaponry that you would expect, these beautiful, like, cavalry sabers and antique daggers. There are other weapons mixed in, weapons that don't really make sense. Curved blades that wrap all the way around back to the bottom of the hilt, or blades that aren't even connected at all. They simply just hover near each other.
I think when I see these unusual weapons, I rush over to Fang. You said you know this family?
Oh, it's been at least 30 years, so, not too long ago, but it's been a bit.
Yes, they seem eccentric.
Yes. That's their best quality, if I'm going to be honest.
Can I try to, I don't know, I guess I want to like read the room a little bit. I don't know if that would still be a grasp keys, but I want to know like I want to try to get a feel for the people that are putting this party on.
I mean, you could absolutely grasp keys right now. I mean, the guests that are here, this is something that they did ask you to look into.
Yeah. That's kind of how I'm feeling, especially as I look at the weaponry. Like the weaponry really throws me for a loop. And I'm just like dying to kind of do a vibe check of this room and figure out like what are they planning, right? Is this
Yeah.
something that's just here for decoration? Is it a fail safe? Like
Absolutely.
what's going on in here?
See what you got.
Is there any way I can like help this situation by just spouting out random things I know about this family? Obviously, and I don't know, but I'm like, yeah, you know, they collect these weapons. They love me. They're the da, and try and like maybe while the thought process is happening, I'm connecting some sort of dot that they're grasping at.
If you want to spend a darkness token for Amanera, we can add a +1 to the roll.
Sure, I'll do that.
I'm gonna add my own darkness token too.
All right.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be that kind of night. That's a 5. Don't even look at me.
Oh no.
So you can choose to mark a ruin and uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger.
I'm going with the ruin because I'm desperate. I gotta know.
All right, then. I know it says the keeper will reveal, but I think it's so much more personal if you determine how you're becoming more like a harbinger.
My mask begins to slip, and not the one that's on my face, but the one that I kind of keep up all the time.
Too real.
My teeth get very sharp in my mouth, like they're no longer kind of like human teeth, and my hands have kind of claws at the ends of them. The hands still look relatively human, but the pads of my hands look like big and kind of soft, almost like a lion's paws, kind of like they're kind of puffy. And my toes also, like my toes get very kind of like long and claw like. And I'm a little embarrassed as I'm like looking around this party, and I'm like,
oh, you get
like,
a
I'm
very
like-
reassuring like smile and like like, hey, you're starting to look like your old self there.
Ooh.
they blush deeply, and still just kind of like walk up to the wall and go to like touch the weaponry there, very admiringly,
So-
but still trying to figure out like what is this moment, while experiencing this kind of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Fang is helping. Like they don't feel as bad as perhaps they would if they didn't have that reassurance, but they're still like, stay calm, don't freak out. You don't need to embarrass yourself at this party. Count backwards from 10. Everything's fine. Emma, if you're nearby, you probably hear this. Like 10, 9.
Oh yeah, helping. Emma is a little bit
8.
gawking.
We are going to be calm. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll say that your key would be a child's imagination. In that some of these weapons look so far-fetched that it is literally looks like the design of a kid that sat down with crayons and just drew what they imagine weapons should and would look like.
Okay.
As this is happening, probably to Yugani first, Yugani and Emma. These trays of hors d'oeuvres would be brought around. So I'm going to change the music real quick. It's an odd assortment of food, to be sure. There's these kind of like black spheres, which probably is some kind of caviar. There's, hunks of what really just looks like raw meat on a very fancy looking cracker. There's skewered vegetables. It's just a strange array. and of course drinks behind them. Immediately, these, champagne flutes full of this bubbling liquid. Would either of you like to take any of these hors d'oeuvres or drinks?
I take a champagne flute, but don't drink of it.
I take the first thing that is offered to me, and unless somebody is like, no, you probably shouldn't, I'll probably tip at it or whatever.
Yeah,
I think I do one of those things where, like, kind of as you go to grab it, I'll like grab it for you and do like a little sniff test. Like, I'm just checking. Like, I know the weird shit this family's up to, and I do not want us literally drinking the Kool-Aid on this. Like, I'm gonna check it.
I'm taking notes, and next time you grab something, I'm gonna do the same thing.
yeah, like just, and if it like feels,
okay.
yeah, if it feels good, then I'll like kind of just hand it back over. Like,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
has a very interesting smell. It doesn't seem dangerous or poisonous or anything.
enjoy.
Taking a
And then teach her to keep her hand over the top. Like,
is it
walk like this?
just a champagne flute, or was it hors d'oeuvres too?
Probably just one thing to start out. Just whatever the first, probably some guy with a tray of beverages, just like, oh, cool, yes. And now my hand is full. I will do this then.
Yeah.
Keeping one hand free to be on Fang's arm.
Are any of you
They
taking a
haven't
sip?
told me to stop. Yes.
It's bubbly, going down. It's a very unusual taste. It doesn't taste good by any means, but it's a taste that fades very quickly, and even after just one sip, you'd feel that warm glow. Kind of feel that fuzziness on the tip of your nose and the tips of your fingers.
You just kind of look at it with a strange face. I don't think I like this.
I've never been a fan of champagne, but this is interesting.
It's not what champagne should taste like.
I don't know.
I would suggest if you'd like, since we are on a job, maybe we just hold it as like an accessory, not actually partake.
Accessory. Okay.
Fit in. It's part of the outfit.
Part of it.
So, to give you,
Are you guys making any faces at this taste?
Yeah, I think
Confused.
probably pretty clearly, because I know you were close by. I don't know where Yugani is, but would try to kind of make eyes and be like, this ain't right.
I feel like seeing Emma having taken a sip, like I trust that Fang is going to protect them and keep them safe when they're out of my line of sight, but seeing the two of them like have this issue, I just grab the nearest server by the front of their shirt. Like I just like yank them like, what are you serving your guests tonight? And I've got the creepy scary smile on again.
You'd probably notice at this point that all of the servers, all of the staff are all older. Very much late 70s at the very youngest. And he just look at you, smile. We are, of course, serving only the finest. I'm sorry, is there something wrong?
The finest what?
The finest that our kitchen was able to put together for tonight's event.
Is it
I'm
just
just,
like old, like over fermented, or is it like a weird drink?
It-
Are we close enough to hear this conversation?
I would say so, yeah.
happen?
I look
Cool.
back at the two of you. Like, is this the finest? I have not had it. Is this the finest?
Look, if we're going to be honest, normally I do not say no to a good stiff drink, but this is shit.
Oh, my apologies. What type of drink would you prefer?
like a good red wine. Emma, what's your drink of choice?
It's been
You know
ages
what?
since I've had ambrosia.
Ask. I don't know.
Do you like sweet? Like when you drink your coffee, do you put sugar in it or drink it black?
I just put the coffee in a cup and I
Okay.
drink that.
Okay. So maybe a good just Cabernet,
Is that how you're
a,
supposed to do it?
a deep red wine, nothing too sweet. This is a woman of taste after all.
Am I supposed to put stuff in my coffee?
Not if you don't want to.
I
don't.
didn't know that was an option.
Oh. We should get you some good coffee sometime and see if you just experiment.
Okay.
That's besides the point.
Anyway.
Anyway, yes, do you have anything other than this?
I'm still shaking this old man.
I'm okay.
Like
Like-
the longer he avoids answering my question in a real way, like this whole conversation's going on, and I'm like having this conversation with Fang and with Emma, but I'm still like I still got him because like I'm pissed. Like
Still smiling.
Are you pissed, or is it clear that you do not trust this man?
a little bit of both, honestly. Like I'm very put out.
Emma would probably, seeing that, would probably try to like poke at this guy's brain a little bit. I have this move, you can't hide your heart from me.
Oh.
I want to poke a little deeper than like just surface level, like throwing my thoughts out. I want to like dig and see if he's like actually hiding something, because if Amanira doesn't trust him, then I probably shouldn't. And I want to be useful, and I think I could maybe get information that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spending like darkness
Spend it.
tokens.
I'm gonna spend a
Um,
darkness token because I'm being very intimidating. So I feel like he'd be a little bit more pliable for them.
Absolutely.
I've got a couple. I'd like to spend one as well, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Cool. And then let's see. So deepen your senses and either ask a couple of questions or break the mind and heart of who you're connecting to. So hopefully not that. We'll see. Well, so okay, that's an 8. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay, that's an 8. We're good.
So you ask 2.
Ask 2, what are you hiding? Clearly. Okay, what are you truly afraid of?
He is hiding that he really doesn't know what all that he's serving. And
Okay.
an image of a painting that exists here in this room would flash across his mind when you search for what he's afraid of. And that would be a image of the Alvinita family. Their family portrait hanging above the massive fireplace here in the ballroom. A older gentleman, an older woman, along with a young girl, all, posed very, standing up straight in their fineries. They're painted. The father has, this military uniform with these medals just across his chest. And the mother is just beautifully adorned in makeup with this flowing gown. And of course, the little girls just look sweet and innocent.
As she's kind of doing this, you can't really tell because her eyes are all black. But like her grip kind of tightens on Fang, like she's a little off balance. And she's kind of looks after a second, looks back up to Amanira, and it's like, he doesn't know.
No. Like
No, he doesn't.
doesn't know like he's under some kind of spell or genuinely doesn't know.
I don't think you don't want to hurt us, do you?
I would never hurt you. No, you are honored guests in our home.
He doesn't know.
I just gotta
what he's-
whisper.
Like what he's doing. Like
It's a spell.
2 other servers would come out with red wine with a like old stone jug of what is likely the ambrosia that you were requesting. And then new servers would lean out and offer them to you.
Gingerly let him go and straighten up again, return to my full height. I was kind of hulking before, kind of cowering over him, and just sort of like smooth his shirt and adjust his bow tie and set him right. Yes, thank you for doing your duty. I
Oh, thank
appreciate
you.
your attention to detail. I let my anger get the best of me. It likely will not happen again.
No, please, if you are displeased, do not be afraid to let us know. We are here to serve.
Where are the Mrs. and Mr. of the house?
Or they will be arriving shortly. We were just waiting for all of the guests to arrive.
Emma's kind of keeping his attention on him as they're talking about the family. Just like is because they've only been talking about like the groans, the parents. Is he afraid? Does he seem like he's not excited for them to show up?
Not at all. At the mention of the family, it's very much a mixture of fear and excitement.
Hmm. He just stares at him.
I mean, the moment that it seems like he's no longer needed, he would start to turn and just offer drinks to other guests.
I muted. Looking at this painting on the wall, do they look like how I remember them 30 years ago?
Yeah. Maybe a
So
little
it's like
more.
that kid might have been around.
A little more pronounced than you would remember. You know, some more distinguished features, but it's a family portrait. It's, you know.
I'm just wondering if like I was expecting no kid and there's a kid, or like if it's gonna be weird if a kid shows up and I'm like, you're a child 30 years ago, trying to get that vibe.
Yes, you do remember the youngest, a Zephi Alvanita, or she goes by Zephi. Her full name is Tenera Zeph Alvanita. If you need me to spell that, I can.
I got it
Going with my
phonetically.
gut.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone just called her Zephi.
Well, interesting.
She just kind of like notices Fang looking at that and just goes, "They scare him." Just no other context.
I would actually offer the opportunity for Fang or Emma to try to grasp a clue about this portrait.
I would love to.
Spending any darkness tokens?
Yeah, I'll use one just to be safe. Oh, I'm glad I did, because that's only a 6 on the die, which makes it a 7 with the darkness token.
7, I believe, is what Amanira has gotten twice, unfortunately, in that you find more than you were ready for, so you can choose to mark ruin and uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming, you will reveal how you become closer to becoming a harbinger.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna mark a run. That's the fun of this game. And then and the harbinger, I mean, is just literally like direct translation, right? Like the one to bring upon the apocalypse. Okay. I think as I'm looking at these individuals, and kind of remembering the times I had met with them previously, whatever schemes they were up to already at that point, and kind of using them to my advantage. I feel like there's been a lot of time lately where I have tried to convince myself I'm not doing that. You know, we're all a little human at this point. So I'm trying to actively fight against my using people to get what I want kind of thing. And I think it is kind of reminding me a bit of that. And if this is like getting us a step closer to being the harbinger, I think I kind of remember that fondly of like shit really went my way when I just kind of like gave in occasionally and just stopped that little stupid voice that's randomly popped in my head telling me no. And I just like, this is a dumb thing. I'm just gonna down the glass of wine I now have and just put it on a random other guy's tray and just kind of take Emma's hand and put it on Manera's arm, or just kind of like protect. And I'm gonna walk towards the guy with the wings.
Yeah.
What are you?
Um, The wine tastes exactly as you would have pictured it in your head. And Fang would disappear into the crowd. Your key would be that this painting, it looks incredibly fresh, as if it was painted as guests were showing up, barely even dry as it's hanging there above the mantle. But it does depict them from many, many years ago.
Out of curiosity, and I don't know if this is another move.
Mhm.
The waiter or waiters I've seen.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't even think Fang would have even noticed them previously to even know if they're the same people now, just older. So never mind, we're gonna take that back.
Is Fang looking down on people for being
She's
lesser?
definitely thinking people are lesser.
Is that some
Yeah,
darkness
definitely.
tokens I hear?
That's some darkness tokens.
My
I was thinking maybe she would have recognized them, but look, if they don't serve her for something a little more than just giving her drinks, she's not paying attention, unfortunately.
All right.
Do
Well,
you want us to tell you when we take darkness tokens?
you don't have to. If you want to throw it in the chat, just to let everyone know, you are welcome to. But no. Just let me know if you get more than 5.
I'm at 6. What does that mean?
After you've taken a move?
I think we're gonna have to jump back to that because that's an important thing. Done. Page 46. When you are torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, or when you're tempted by what the darkness demands of you, you make a choice. You let the monstrous nature show and describe the damage that your outburst causes in Mark 1 Ruin. You describe how you diminish your power to conform to the pressures of humanity and lose all your darkness tokens. Or you spend a bond with someone. Describe how they, directly or inadvertently, help you regain control. If you need a moment to think, we can come back to you. You're muted.
Sorry, I keep like muting when I'm coughing because I've been dealing with sinuses. Maybe I spend a bond with Amira. And I mean, maybe I'll leave that to you on how that works, but I feel like you definitely notice the signs
Absolutely.
of what's happening. There's very much like an old Fang is showing. Like maybe, the wings are already out, maybe the eye is out now, and it's like there's this kind of like swing to her hips that's like, oh,
Yeah.
she's about to get into some shit.
Yeah, you're stalking mighty fast toward this other person, and I think I just kind of like Emma kind of gets like whisked alongside me, like I start like walking really quickly, like power walking to try to catch up to you. And Emma's just like, I'm like pulling you with me, like dragging you along.
Yeah, okay.
Yuhani, you probably see us, like Yuhani probably sees us, like I'm booking it as quickly as I can, and I try to intercept you, and I let go of Emma's hand briefly and kind of give her a look, like give them a look like it's cool. And then I try to take both of your hands in my hands, and I kind of put myself in the line of vision because I'm so tall. Like it's easy for me to kind of just like square my shoulders and put myself in your line of sight between you and this person. And I take your hands and I look at you. Listen, there's no greater beauty at this party. You shine quite resplendently. I know that this other creature seems to be taking up quite a bit of that shine, but you shine the brightest. I don't know if that's what you need to hear in this moment, but we are on assignment, and it's a little early to be, I don't know, shitting where we eat, so to speak.
You're right. I have gone through a lot of work to realize that yes, I do shine. But I need to go into these things with a level head, not run with my emotions, actually think before I speak. Okay.
Yes.
I've thought I'm gonna go speak. Is that okay?
Please, I will be at the ready behind you. And I grab up Emma's arm again, and we kind of follow you over to supervise.
Yeah. I'll just kind of like squeeze your hands before you leave as like a little thank you. And I'll just be like,
Manera, are you
we're missing one.
revealing your heart right now?
Yes. I was just about to say that. Yeah, I'm trying to make a sincere connection to kind of stave off their worst instincts. And nothing that I'm saying is a lie. When I say like that this other person's beauty cannot compare, like I'm very much bearing my heart in that, to try and just give the reassurance that they need. I know that she is someone who is looking for that love and that worship, and seeing other people, this other person, get it so readily. Just trying to kind of bring them back to center with how I feel.
Yeah. Are you spending any darkness tokens?
I am. I'm gonna spend 2. Ooh, that's an 11.
11 plus. You have a moment of closeness, but also of weakness. You ask each other, how do I scare you in this moment? After you both answer, you'll choose one of the options below. So, Fang, how does Amanera scare you right now?
Manera. I think it is because, or, I'm a little taken aback, and she probably doesn't rationalize it as being scared, but is kind of this, like, as much as she wants to be loved and worshipped, like everything is always very much at face value, like it's kind of that, like, everyone loves what I put out there, that image, that thing that I stand for, and having someone that like legitimately knows me and like loves me in a way to protect me for me is probably very scary, because it is like a legit bond that she's not used to feeling.
Absolutely. And Manera, how does Fang scare you?
I think their intensity scares me. Yugani is very distant, very aloof, kind of lost in their own thoughts much of the time. And I think passion is something, it's been centuries, like, since I've felt any kind of like burning in my heart. So I think that like this show of kind of realness and passion in this moment coming so strongly from Fang probably scares me a little bit. Not in I know that we're supposed to kind of like put like a number to it, sort of. I don't think it's like the bad kind of fear where I'm like, I want to stay as far away from you as possible. It's more like, ugh.
I like
kind of
uncomfortable with
yeah, like I don't know how I feel about this right now. I'm pretty sure I'm scared. I might also appreciate this, but definitely scared. Very intense. And
Yeah.
I think I'm also worried that knowing our history, that if they can't control themselves, that might have negative consequences for my self-control.
And then each of you get to choose one. You either tell how fearful you have become of them on a scale of 0 to 4, and that determines how many darkness tokens you now have, or you gain a bond with what the darkness demands of you.
Ooh.
So what the darkness demands of us, I think my playbook told me to choose 2.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what would that like
So you'd have a
mean
bond
for
with
me
the
to
darkness. You're that much closer to letting the darkness win.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take that.
I think I am too.
Because I was just stupid enough to be like, yeah, like our past bond was like so wild and we did a bunch of bad shit and I'm thinking I might do bad shit tonight. So yeah, apparently.
Might be crazy.
Yeah. Just get
Let's take
crazy a
that.
little bit.
Absolutely.
For being
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of mine, where was it? It's something along the lines of like fall for someone who will destroy me kind of thing. And so like,
Mhm.
or like fall in love with someone. And so like feeling that like, oh shit, like love is not lust. That's what I'm used to. And like, this is opening up a lot more doors of people that can destroy me eventually.
Absolutely. Well, Fang and Amanira, the two of you have that moment. Everyone around you kind of giving you that space and turning to watch. Even if it only lasts a few moments, you've gathered enough of an audience, it would seem, to what they are basically treating as a dance. The two of you sharing this moment, sharing your power, sharing your fear, and they are just watching in awe.
I do a little bow.
As you
Oh, but while I'm like holding her hand too after that, and we have this little moment, I'm just like, I do a little bow. I know it's been a while since we've caught up, but I think possibly maybe you should go talk to someone else. I just like turn the point of view towards Yugani.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Yes.
think in this circle of people watching you dance, Yugani is right on the edge watching and has heard all of this. And this takes me over the 5 threshold as I feel, what's the word? Oh my goodness.
lonely or rejected.
Jealous.
Yeah, lonely and rejected and despairing, I think.
So you
Because there was hope and it is gone.
I like to think I can feel the feelings. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that way.
So you have the same options. You can let your monstrous nature show and describe the damage that your outburst is going to cause to mark a point of ruin. You can describe how you diminish your power and lose all your darkness, or you can spend a bond with someone.
So usually her scales are more of a opalescent, sort of harder to see, but the colors start to appear more down her neck, and you see the slightest slits of gills begin to form as the monstrosity takes over a little bit, and she tries to hide it under her hair, and just sort of maintains eye contact. I think she's too old for shame, but certainly the emotion flows out into these physical manifestations.
Absolutely. So you're letting your monstrous nature show. And this what damage does this outburst do?
Well, to me it makes it hard to breathe because I don't have water.
So I think the crowd that had started to gather around you would go from, being in awe and applauding these pair to starting to murmur and all backing away from you as Yugani is flashing this monstrous nature.
Yugani, do you because you're having trouble breathing, do you like faint? Like, do you react physically?
I would say she's trying to appear stoic, but her eyes probably flicker closed a little. It'll take her a while to actually faint, but based on her history, you would probably know that is an inevitability, depending on how emotional she gets.
So I think seeing that, and with Fang kind of letting go of my hands and being like, that way, I quickly kind of pick up the pace and try to get to you to check on you. Hello, again. You look somehow more beautiful and also ill. Are you all right?
A reminder that life goes on for others. You make memories with others. Tell me, are the two of you close?
We shared some moments long ago, and tonight is an opportunity to make all new memories with Fang, with Emma, with you, and trying to come together and hopefully prevent this apocalypse. I don't... And like you can see, they kind of get very like tight-lipped, and the tips of their ears start to kind of glow almost, with like this kind of... You can't quite tell if it is passion or if it's embarrassment, but they're just kind of trying really hard to keep your eye. And they say, I would like to think that all experiences have merit, even the ones that perhaps weren't the healthiest.
Well, I get the sense that while one of us is referred to as the most beautiful in the room, another is referred to as not the most healthiest. And I see where I stand. And she stands up straight again and tries to take a deep breath, probably struggles a little bit, but tries to make it look like it was easy. And looks over at Emma. And holds out a hand for you so that you don't feel quite so alone. And I'll start moving towards Emma.
Fun fact, as you have this moment, everything is so emotionally charged. You'd all kind of lost yourselves in each other and this power and this fear that you're exhibiting. Emma's gone.
Oh no. I look back to back to you. Where did they go with Fang?
I was hoping they would. Oh no. And I kind of like scan the area to see, like I start moving in all directions to try and find Emma and decide, like, I'm not sure what to do next. Like I'm kind of looking everywhere. I'm looking in, corners where maybe, they might have retreated if they were feeling nervous or scared or overwhelmed. It's important to me to locate them because I recognize that they are kind of an infant in this world, so to speak. And if they're not with one of us, then anybody could be taking advantage of that. So I immediately get, like, for a moment, I feel very, like, sad and unloved and miserable after this conversation with Yugani. Like, that's not what I meant. But then have to kind of very quickly snap out of it to figure out where they've gone, like where Emma's gone.
Absolutely. As Fang is ushered off, having this meeting of powers, both of these winged, larger-than-life figures finally coming together, and Yugani and Amnira realizing that Emma's nowhere to be seen, we will jump over to Emma. As you saw the others having these connections, this knowledge, this past experiences, this love and occasional hates and fear and respect for each other, and just feeling for a moment just maybe a little alone. And you hear that music again, this time more clear, like you were the only one that could hear it. And a voice just calls out, hey, over here.
Is it a voice out loud, or is it a voice in my
Out loud.
head? Okay. Looking.
See kind of through the crowd in this moment of everything else almost going blurry, and you can focus on a door that's open just a crack, and a small red-headed girl just poking her head out, like gestures again out the door. Come over here.
Emma will look curious and wants to, but will look back at the group that she's supposed to be with and helping, and they're here for something, and none of them even, they're all in their own world, and that's fine. I'll find something to do with myself. And she'll just march right in. And she'll do as Fang hinted before, had when they'd been offered those glasses of wine to replace the whatever nasty champagne they had. She'll just, okay, she walked away, and she did that, and she'll just toss it back and put it on somebody's thing, and then march to the, this is what you do, I guess. And so she'll just, I'm just like coming in the door. Hello?
Anyone that's had even a sip of the alcohol, you would start to feel that initial feeling of being buzzed. The very first stage where things are just kind of tingly, but no matter how much you've had to drink since then, the feeling never changes. It never progresses past that. And you step into the room, she quickly shut the door. Inside the room, the walls are just covered in drawings. Little Crayola pieces of, the family and her, and guests and the wait staff, and it's just literally hundreds of hand-drawn pieces all taped up to the wall around the room. Other than that, it is very dark.
Are any of the drawings of us?
They're not.
Cool.
The only light in the room is the moonlight coming through the window.
Just like walk in. Hello? Who's in here?
To come, out of the corner,
Ah.
holding a beautiful gown for such a young girl, maybe 9 or 10. You did see the portrait you'd recognize. Young Zephy Alvarita. Hello?
Are you not coming to the party?
I am not allowed in the party, no.
Oh, you look like you're dressed for a party.
Oh yes,
Okay.
I always need to look my best. That's what Mother says.
Well, to be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing out there. So what are you doing in here? Are you drawing?
Yes, making friends.
Making friends?
Mm-hmm.
She just like looks around, expecting more children to come out of the shadows, but like
Just leans, gets, in the cross-legged seating position, pulls out a piece of paper and starts drawing you and her.
Emma will like sit down, like cross-legged, very unladylike in the dress that she's in, does not even compute. Just like kind of head tilted as she kind of always has. It's like, I think she's kind of trying to get an initial read on Zephy, as she does with most people, by like poking at the surface level of whatever they're thinking. And so she'll try to do that. Not like prying or anything, but just like, what you thinking? Are you having fun? Are you bored?
Loneliness.
Aww. I think Emma will reach for a crayon and say, "Can I draw too?"
Yeah. And she'd get up and just scoot on over to one of the dressers and pull it open for more crayons and paper and bring them back out.
Yeah, I don't think I know how to draw. Oh, just sort of, vague, like just shapes and colors. It's like, doing her best. But not really drawing anything in particular, just like, colors on paper, cool.
You could still hear the sounds of the party. The music still crystal clear, even through a shut door. Again, as if you were the only one that could hear it. And she would just sit with you and draw. You would, of course, notice that this girl is identical to the portrait.
Would I have that same knowledge that Fang has, that like that portrait, the content of that portrait was old? Like, I don't know how much we were briefed by the division.
I think Fang mentioned that.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't quite sure how much of that was out loud. But I think, like, I mean, she'll try to, like, I don't know if this kid is like the talkative type, like she would be happy to just like sit and like listen if she's trying to chatter, but if she's just being like, a creepy quiet kid, quite like Emma herself.
She's very quiet, very careful of her tone. In fact, would just look at the door after anything happens that she's worried might be too loud. Just eyes just kind of flick to the door and then back.
Oh no. I think outwardly Emma's drawing and like not really drawing anything particular. But like actively it's kind of hard to tell where her eyes are because of the way that they are. But she's like looking at all of the drawings that are around the room, trying to like see if there's anything strange in them, or if it's just like, oh, there's just a kid and they're just drawing the people that they're seeing. Like, is there anything weird,
Would
or I guess that
you-
doesn't match what is happening at the party? I don't know if this counts as like grasping at
Yeah.
keys.
Would you like to grasp the
Cool.
keys?
I would love to grasp keys, actually. And I think, tell me if this makes sense. When you grasp at keys alone while inviting danger, you take darkness tokens before doing so. It's one of the found moves.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if there's actual danger involved, but Emma is like, if she thinks that I'm like being snooping, Emma's kind of worried what this kid's like plan is.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't seem like a normal kid. Not that I know what a normal kid is, but like this is the stuff that people thought I was weird for doing. Just being quiet and like, I don't know. Let me see. So I'd like to spend those 3
Mhm.
that I have just because I have them. And okay. Eight, oh, that's an 11.
You uncover a key of a child's drawings, but there's a significant complication, cost, or fallout. As you are scanning the room, you start to get a better view of these pictures. The moonlight, and your eyes starting to adjust to it. And you do see figures with blacked out eyes, dancing in the garden, having tea. And that figure starts to look a lot like you. But these are old drawings. Old drawings. And she would just look up at you, smile on her face. I'm glad you came back.
Back?
And I'm gonna jump back over to the rest of you in the ballroom still.
Delicious.
As Emma does seem to have just vanished, with Yugani and Amanira, the two of you starting to desperately search. Bang. We will jump to the meeting that we have been waiting for so long, between you and this other figure. These two pearly white wings tucked up behind them, making them, a good 12 to 13 feet tall. But they, unlike most or all of the other guests, they apparently did not get the memo to come dressed in finery, or dressed in anything at all. They simply turn to finally look at you, a true angelic physique of a gentleman. Well, hello.
Push through anyone that was nearby.
I was wondering when you'd come say hello.
Oh, you noticed me.
How could I not?
The name is Fang. Or well, you can at least call me that.
But that's not your name.
No. Unfortunately, it's not. But I've seemed to have lost the capability of saying my real name.
Losing one's name. That's a tragedy.
More so in my case than probably anyone could understand. I'm sorry, and you are?
It doesn't really seem to register that you've asked a question and kind of continues this solo conversation of, yes, it is very much a tragedy when someone in power, in this position of greatness, loses so much. Although when one finds said name and decides to keep it, well, it benefits them greatly, wouldn't it?
Just smile, and now like the fangs pop out, like just losing more and more of that human mask. No. I mean, there's power in a name, of course, we all know, so why not create a new one?
Create a lesser one, you mean?
You seem familiar.
Well, I should. At least part of me should.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, that's part of me is what you used to be.
Sorry, but you have the attitude. That is for sure. I applaud you on that, but everything else is a bit lacking. What made you think that you can try to parade around and be me?
It's not too difficult. Just have to envision myself being better than everyone and not needing anyone ever and being alone.
Huh. Well, I can't argue with that. You're pretty spot on. But, while, like I said, you may think that this new name in life is lesser, but I can feel the power growing. Because you know what I always lacked? And what made the gods not think I was worthy or whatever bullshit it is they decided to say?
You tell.
Growth. You learn from people. You are emboldened by those around you. I think this is the point I look back and realize Emma's gone. I'm like, whose blessing do you have to have these wonderful wings?
He'd take a step closer to you. Now, inches from your
I just
face.
I just make up the space. Like I'm playing chicken with him so hard. I'm like, yeah. What
and
up?
Then kind of lean over to the side towards your ear. Why don't you come and find out?
That is both very hot and very infuriating. Fine. Let's learn your little secret.
And he holds up a hand to you. Shall we
Oh,
dance?
right now?
Yes.
Oh! That, even with your whatever this is, I can still kick your ass at a good dance. And I lead.
Absolutely. Physically causing the dance floor to smoke and embers just pouring off the two of you. The entirety of the ballroom would stop, watch, and just scoot back to give you room. Is there a move you'd like to pull here?
Oh, well, there was one I had in mind, but he really threw a wrench in that plan.
You can unleash the darkness. Even power through the darkness.
I think so. I maybe let me know how this works. I
Sure.
might want to, like I said, we're playing a little chicken here,
Mhm.
and he seems to think he's hot shit, and I know I'm hot shit. So I have a move called Desire Dressed as Fate.
Oh.
When you touch a being, you may imbue them with an uncontrollable desire for someone or something. Because what would happen if this new god of love and desire desired the old god?
Interesting. Yeah.
So if I can mark one ruin and they do nothing else but work towards making that desire real, though they are aware that it's false and that you did this to them, the same desire will burn within you, and the desire fades. Their heart is left with a permanent void. They'll attempt to fill that void by worshiping you in strange ways. Interesting. Or I can mark 2 ruin, and the desire becomes permanent for both of you, and they will spread that desire in others. What is a bad amount of bonds to have with the darkness demands of you?
I don't know that there's a bad amount.
Okay. I might go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna mark another bond with the darkness and take 2 ruin to see if he can just like permanently for both of us. I don't really know how. I mean, I guess I'll love myself more. Ugh, what a shame.
He is technically you.
True. That's true. So I think maybe the desire is this version is king, and the like his visage is whatever is just like in honor of, to serve essentially the greater good
Absolutely.
here. And this like whole Devil It Down to Georgia like dance competition thing going on of where I'm just like smoking them.
Physically causing smoke to rise, scorching embers across this hardwood floor. And we'll jump to Yugani and Amanira, as I believe you saw Fang notice Emma was gone, and then accepted this dance and is now putting on a performance. The heat just filling the room. What would the two of you like to do?
I will say to I will get it right at least one time before the end of this game. Amanira. And I will say come and find us. And I'm gonna use oh god, a thing that will give me ruin, and it's fine. I'm gonna use You're All I Have Left. No. Tragedy will not claim another. And I will disappear and reappear immediately next to Emma.
Absolutely. That is so cool.
There's
Emma,
some baller moves in this game.
yes, there is. Emma, the silence is just suddenly shattered as Yugani is now just there next to you. And this little girl, this Zephy, immediately just starts crawling back and then just shoots through a door into an adjoining room.
Emma is confused and then furious. Um, like just sitting on the ground, a crayon in hand, because of course, it's just like, no, but why would you do that? She knows me.
Maggie,
She knows me.
you disappeared from the party. We were
You
concerned.
weren't paying attention. Or
I
you in your own stuff? What does it matter what I'm doing? I was trying to help.
stand up so poker straight and look down at you as if, like, well, I'm looking at a child. And I'm going to take some darkness as I say, I suppose like recognizes like. Perhaps it was a mistake to take one so young on a mission so perilous, where you think that that is a true child. Now let's go.
I didn't say she was a child. I said she knew me. What were you doing? Watching a dance? I was trying to find answers, Yugani. And she'll get up and she will follow Zeffy. Just fully turntail, walking right out.
Can I hear the party through the door?
You can. It's very muffled, and it doesn't sound like it did when you were just out there. It is this muffled laughter, this drunkenness of what it sounds like. There's maybe 30 people on the other side of that door, not 300. And you don't hear any trace of Fang and this individual in their epic dance battle across the floor.
I will open the door and see if I can see Amanira, and if so, I will wave them over.
Yeah, absolutely.
If not, I'll just follow Emma.
You'd probably take a moment through the crowd to get Amanir's attention, but yeah, absolutely. You're muted.
I'm looking around. Thank you. I'm looking around relatively wildly.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned. We don't know enough about this place for them to be by themselves. So especially now, just kind of feeling very lovelorn. I've got this kind of confusing thing happening with Fang, and then Yugani was like surprisingly hurt by the thing, and then I've got this situation where Emma is missing. Like, I am very overwhelmed with love emotions, and I don't think I've felt anything akin to this in forever. So I'm kind of just standing there at a loss, and I see everybody, watching Fang's dance with this curious stranger, and I kind of like use that to my advantage to try and really look around and see if I can kind of deduce where the two of them might have gone. Like, is there a cracked door somewhere? Is there, like can I detect, a shadowy presence, like maybe like the remnants of their shadow as it moved through one of the doors? And I think just as I kind of turn my head, I see Yugani and our eyes meet. And I feel like I would instantly recognize the look on her face. Just very, I'd imagine, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I imagine the look is very like, kind of very stone-faced, but angry, like unpleased.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I see that.
I'm not
and
mad, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yugani's got the we have a situation look.
Yeah. And the second I see it, I'm like, okay, so she found them and something bad has happened. So I immediately kind of book it over to where Yugani is. You found her. Are they all right?
As alright as youth is wont to be. Through there, and I'll gesture at the door. They found the child, or the child found them.
The child.
They seem to think in the portrait up on the wall, still a child.
That's not a child.
Certainly not.
Oh,
They
I'll
were
do my
quite
best.
upset that I interrupted their my gesture at the paper and crayons activities.
The
All right. I hope you weren't too harsh.
Me? Hush? I don't know what you're talking about.
You get this look back of compliance, but also a little bit of fear, like a little bit of like, I do not want to deal with you in this moment right now.
the
I have been dreading this all night. Let me just take care of it.
door
Um,
would silently shut to the ballroom, and as you were having this conversation, everything would kind of die down a little bit from the other side. The music, the drunken conversation, all of it fading away, and then just hear pounding on the door. A cacophony of voices telling you to be quiet, to stop making so much noise.
What? Oh, that's dreadful.
Truly.
Emma, uh, Emma, Emma, darling, you've not been forgotten. Things got tense and heated, and you are very important to this mission. I told you earlier, I told the good doctor that you were quite professional, and I see that you are trying to be professional in this moment. You clearly went in here to do some recon of your own, and I think that that's quite good and very impressive. But you need to come out now because, well, danger lurks in the shadows, and I need to know where you are. And I want to try to like pull at some of the shadows in this room. Is it like dimly lit in here?
It's just moonlight.
Yeah, so I try to pull at as many shadows as I can to try and kind of like bounce the moonlight like around the room to see if I can find maybe where the two of them are hiding or somewhere they've gone.
Absolutely. Are you what is it called? Unleashing the darkness? Or just just manipulating the powers?
I think first I'm manipulating. Honestly, I might be powering through the darkness.
Oh.
Because I'm really like trying to in this moment because I can't find Emma and Ugani has told me already that they've kind of had it out. I'm like, okay, so then they have something to prove now. Like where is this person? Like I need to find them before something
Yeah.
terrible happens. So I think I'm probably trying to power through the darkness and really kind of lock on to where she might be.
Absolutely. Go for it.
I am going to spend 2 points of darkness. Okay.
Is
That's
there any way that we see this happening?
If you followed her
I don't
out
know.
of the room through that door, you would not.
I got a 10.
A 10. You use her powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you. Additionally, the Keeper may offer you a reprieve, a golden opportunity, or a bond with someone. So, your moonlight would absolutely illuminate this room. This very soft bathing light, but cascading over everything, and showing you a door, which a moment ago seemed to have just blended in with the wall, but now it is very clear, and all of the paintings, or all of the drawings, are also very, very clear. What you hadn't seen, any of you hadn't seen, with that little bit of light coming in, was all of the drawings that showed fire. All of the partially burned drawings, the reds and oranges almost melting off the paper. Dozens to over 100 of them.
This is not good.
Most assuredly not.
I proceed with caution and just kind of gently tug the door open so that I don't
Absolutely.
startle this other person inside. with Emma.
I will jump over to Fang as the two of you finish this battle across the dance floor. The two of you burning each other with your touch. And for all of the hatred that you might have for this figure, if there is any, there's that love for yourself and what you were and what you can become again. And you know that he feels it too. He knows that he's only part of you. If you two were again the same being, you could do beautiful things.
Again, do a bow to the crowd. Watching. Kind of whisk them off to the side. Did I see any of the rushing to the room, or
I would say so.
am I
Yeah.
kind of in my zone?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of go to like as close to that little area as I can, kind of pulling this individual along. I am just dying to know everything there is about you, though you seem quite tight-lipped. Can you not say, or are you just choosing to be aloof?
What fun is it if you know everything? What danger is it if you already know how deep the pool is before you dive in?
God, I really need to see a therapist about how much this is like me and you and I agree. I unfortunately understand. So, since I think we are seeing eye to eye here a little bit on our partnership down the road, would you mind just waiting right here? I have a very dear friend I have to go catch up with before we can figure out where this leads.
He'd hold up a hand, just, fingers up, fingers extended, palm towards you.
I was confused, like, are you trying to hold my hand, or what is this?
Like, the moment that your hands start to touch, just, grip down, tight, almost painfully tight, and then just pull the two of you in. You'd better return. And then let go.
I am very upset that that therapist, psychiatrist no longer has a mouth, because I really need to talk to someone. No one should be this attracted to themselves. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back. Just like scurry into whatever room.
He'd just turn and absolutely just bask in the crowd. But yeah, Yugani and Almanira, the two of you would see the door just swing in, and Fang stepping through.
I'm just sweating. Hi. Hello. Hello.
And shutting behind
Did
you.
you have fun?
Very odd. I thought I was the only me.
I look over at Yugani. I wouldn't know anything about that.
We are friends and we are coworkers. I feel like there's some sort of small print in our contracts that if you know that I have another me walking around causing havoc and kind of looking hotter than me, we need to, you got to disclose that.
Who am I to judge? The looking hotter part, at least. And I look at. Oh my god, why?
Amanira.
I keep mixing up the letters in my head. Amanira, when I say it.
He takes a very deep breath, a very almost a sigh, and then turns back to you, Fang. Yes,
I'm just like breathing this in, like, you know, when like someone else is like eating pizza and you just like secondhand enjoy it by smelling it, that
mhm.
I'm feeling the love and I'm just trying to like suck it in secondhand.
Emma is quite lost, is the point. And I shudder to think what kind of well, lion's den, no pun intended, that we find ourselves in here. Do you see all of this? And I gesture to all of the drawings of like fire and flames and brimstone and frankly apocalypse that are all over the walls. And do I notice the ones that look like Emma is in them?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, yeah. So I kind of draw both Yugani and Fang's attention specifically to those. They were found, and clearly, therefore, must have been lost. I don't know that this is our Emma, but do you see the resemblance?
I'd like to use Tragedy's Long Shadow. I can see the echoes of the tragedy and then tell the keeper what I fear will happen. So, we're seeing this. They're describing, you know, the fire that we seeing Emma in the pictures, and I worry that, well, A, we're gonna be trapped here, but B, specifically, Emma is going to become perhaps enthralled by the house, deceived by the house, and thus consumed. So, that is my fear. I'm gonna spend 2 darkness. Yeah.
Okay.
If that's a 12. With the +2. So.
Sorry, what was it called?
Tragedy's Long Shadow.
On an 11 plus, you realize that you must carry this burden alone. Add +1 to every move to avoid impending disaster, as long as you are acting alone.
We saw a door, right?
You did.
I'm gonna walk through the door
The
without a word.
It is currently
Yugani,
closed. And there's smoke that's starting to pour up from around the edges.
I'll try to open it.
Okay.
Or at least I'll touch the knob.
It's
Is it like
warm to the touch. So, for the keys, you have the child's drawings. You have the occult waltz. You have the old portrait. And you have the child's imagination furniture and weapons, technically. So, I'm going to give you the opportunity at this moment to, and I need to remember the name of the move.
unlock Doom's door.
Unlock Doom's door. Yes, thank you. When you're ready to declare what the door is and how to unlock it, and what you believe it to be, you connect the keys and the facets of the mystery to reveal the Harbinger. would you say that you're ready to do that? Even if you're not entirely certain.
Am I allowed to help?
But we'll get to you in just a moment.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, just so I know, is it. I'm looking for which key is going to unlock this particular situation?
The facets that you have, it's connecting keys to each facet, and then using that to determine what you believe the harbinger is, and what basically what they're doing. Your facets are the harbinger itself, the door, the music, and the Alvanita family.
Are we still hearing that music?
You are. And you can all help in this. This is not a solo thing. You can all collectively put your thoughts together.
I see Ugani kind of like staring intently at this door. And I offer, I know we think of them as the found because we found them. But what if we weren't the only ones looking for them?
This family is looking for things. I'm not one to say exactly if they are what this family is looking for, but it is odd. These paintings, drawings.
I'll actually give you one more key, because you were there, and I feel like probably should have in the moment, but the drinks that you had, the food, all of that seems as if it was served by someone who only had a vague understanding of what they should taste like.
I say, not the family, the child. One locked away in darkness while the fun rages on, one that wants to be part of it, one that needs a friend. And Emma was the friend that they were looking for. They've been searching for them for their whole lives, perhaps, their whole existence here. And this is a little girl's dream of a party, a memory, perhaps.
They cannot have them. And
No.
like I want to take a step toward the door. I have ridiculous strength. I know that like we have to like philosophically unlock the door. But I also want to rip it off of its hinges because now I'm really mad.
Absolutely. While you reach down, grab the handle, which is white hot, just searing into you, but just still grasp and start pulling. Ugani, would you like to roll to unlock Doom's door?
You bet I would.
You have 6 keys, which means you get a +4 to this roll.
Ooh.
That's not good. I've been rolling super high all night. That's 5. So 5 plus 4, so 9.
A 9 total. You know exactly where it is and how to unlock this door. In addition, the Keeper will present an opportunity to protect what matters most. Take down the Harbinger, or otherwise drive back the apocalypse. And as the 3 of you see this door start to crack, start to burn with embers, and Amanira just heaves it open. Inside is Emma and little Tenerazeph, or Zephy. both hiding away, watching as the walls and ceiling of this room start to burn. Need 1 second to change the music. Oops, no. Ooh. What happens when you have a 1,000 different songs? Emma, as soon as you ran through that door, it's slamming behind you. You caught a scene of Zephy hiding under the bed, watching smoke start to fill the room, hearing others outside of the door shouting, trying to get to safety, but floors collapsing, stairwells collapsing, parts of the estate literally falling to pieces as the fire ravaged. And yet, no one comes through that door to save Zephy.
I think Emma is like on her hands and knees trying to like get her out from under the bed. Because like that is not going to help you get out of the danger being under the bed. And I think at this point it's fairly obvious or understandable that this is some sort of a dream. This is some sort of like memory or something. I've messed with my fair share of other people's memories. Would it be fair to say that this feels more like that than reality?
Absolutely.
Excellent, because I would like to try something
Yeah.
called Walk With Me in Dreams.
Oh.
You've learned how to travel through the portals that connect all dreamers, locations, objects, and harbingers all dream. I want to know what's causing this, like if there's like a person causing this, or if this is just like a haunting that the house has itself, and try to like put my sort of telepathic, zest on it and change something about it.
Yeah.
Because I aside from jumping out of a window, I don't know how to get this kid out, and I was left to die once. I'm not leaving this kid to die too. It's not happening. And I would like to I'm just gonna use all of my darkness tokens, if I may. I think I have like 3 right now. Just gonna, I think I can use them. Just gonna do it. Because this is my last kind of hurrah to try to fix something. So that's an 11. On an 11, you come across something disturbing. One from above, one from below. Oh no. Okay. I would like to implant a suggestion that shifts reality.
Okay.
And if that comes in the form of the door opening or the window opening or the fire not being here, like I just want to make this safer for her. But I do come across something disturbing. Either lose control of your powers in a terrible way, mark 1 condition, you're in the grasp of something horrifying, mark 1 ruin, or you endanger someone, destroy 1 bond.
If I could offer a suggestion.
Of course.
My suggestion actually isn't on the list, but
you're the GM.
The terrible thing would be finding something true. would go through her memories. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, that is totally something that Emma would do.
Let me... Here we go. That's the song I'm playing right now. As the three of you burst in through the door to see the flames starting to quell and see almost like a movie projected onto the wall of a little girl all alone and just asking for a friend. And a young Emma appearing like magic. Not knowing that she has the ability to summon creatures, to manifest creatures. And manifested Emma. And the two of them played for hours, for days, up until her 9th birthday, when her parents were throwing an extravagant ball, or what she understood to be a ball, with its disgusting food and these awful drinks that she stole one of and drank it and got that funny tingling feeling, because she doesn't know what it means to be drunk. She only ever got that little tingle. And she only ever knew that one song because that's all her parents played when they were having their parties, and she only knew it to be loud and there to be just tons of guests. So that's what she made. And she drew people in, and at that time when her power took over, and she dismissed Emma. Not willingly, but Emma disappeared. Your connection to your child severed. You would have lost all memory, not knowing who you were, where you came from, till you were found by your companions here, by the division. And unfortunately, that with no one to help control her power, everyone in the house did perish in the flames. Part of her did survive, enough to rebuild the house, to put these parties together, or this party, to recall everyone, and hopefully to have friends forever. These people would never be allowed to leave. They would dance, and they would drink, and they would celebrate forever. But as the projection fades away and the four of you stand there looking out at this girl who finally does pull herself out from under the bed, the music stops. And you hear very confused murmuring from the other room as everyone starts to regain their senses, including you, who now see this burnt out husk of a room and the very lonely spirit that still resides in it. What would you like to do?
I will look at Emma and say, my dear, welcome home, and we're glad you're here. And I will open my arms as if to offer a hug.
Zephy would come sprinting over
I hold the child. And I smile at Emma over her head.
I'm glad you're back, Emma. I don't know where you went all that time, but I'm glad you're back.
Thanks for inviting me back.
I think Amanira just kind of runs to Emma and embraces them. It's much more affection than they've shown before toward you, and in the moment you realize like there's definitely a wall that they've kind of built between themselves and those emotions. But this was enough to kind of break that down. You can feel their worry and their panic kind of seeping through this hug. And the other two of you notice Manera's eyes are absolutely full of tears, but they're also like burning in their skull. Like they look like magma staring at this other child. And they're trying very hard to kind of keep it together. There's like kind of a war between their kind of like a kind of this warring vibe between, I guess, their monstrous side. It's to the torn between move, really, between their monstrous side and their heart, like their emotional attachment to Emma. And I guess I have to let my monstrous nature show.
Or lose all of your darkness.
I lose my darkness. As I'm really trying to kind of keep it under control. I see the kindness and the kind of automatic forgiveness that Yugani is showing this child, and I'm just like fighting to the death to keep myself composed and together.
Much like everyone else, all of the cast members right now.
Yeah.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
I'm glad I didn't wear eyeliner is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I think I
Point
kind
of
of
order.
follow suit too and just like stand over by you, Emma, and just kind of like follow suit with Amanira and just kind of like letting everything that has happened up until this moment like drops. And I mean, I don't there's not as much affection. It's probably like the same, just like I put my hand on your arm like you put yours on mine. There's like a little switch. And then just like, I told you. There is a reason you're here. It's not some silly invitation. You're the final key.
Point of order, Hoop, you said spirit. You said this. My friend is not a person anymore, right? Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think I think for a long minute she's just kind of like letting these hugs and things happen and just kind of processing, trying to and failing to process everything. And I think at some point she just kind of shrugs both of them off and goes to Zephy, and for a second she is that little kid again. And she just hugs Zephy, and you guys can't see her because she's got her head hugging, but you can hear that she is crying and she is saying, "I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry I wasn't here. I didn't mean to go."
But it's fine because you're back. right?
I don't think I get to stay.
What do you mean?
I don't think either of us get to stay here.
That's silly. Where else would I go?
I don't know. Where do you want to go?
The garden's nice.
Then let's go to the garden.
Okay. And she'd just absolutely blow past all of you and just run out of the room.
And I think for a second, Emma is like holding her hand like she's gonna go with, and then like as she goes to the door, Emma just kind of lets her go. Because I'm still here.
Hear the footsteps through the adjoining room, through the playroom, and for a few seconds into the Great Hall, but then it goes silent.
I think Emma tries to keep it together, and then like there's a good solid couple seconds where they do, and they're like, cool, stoic omen that everybody wants me to be.
Yeah.
And then I just turn back to everybody and breaks.
My heart.
You know, there can be great joy and grief in knowing that you loved someone so very much. Her love manifested you, and that is something very special.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of
go ahead.
I like squat down in front of Emma, so that I'm kind of at their height. And I just kind of look at them for a minute, hands on shoulders. I told them you were quite the professional. If this isn't that, I don't know what is. Quite proud of you. Even though that was hard, sometimes it's the hardest things that are the most worth doing.
Yeah, she's like at the dimension of the professional. You're so, she's like, she just kind of looks between everybody like, did we do it?
Yeah, you did.
You know, because you fixed the problem, you get to fill out all the paperwork.
That sounds fair. That makes sense.
With the adjoining room emptying as everyone now free to leave has quickly evacuated and very confused tried to return back to the real world, you're also free to leave. Staring at the front door, now wide open, with the sun starting to pour in, the first light of the morning. And of course, Taylor the tailor is out by your car, waiting for you. And I think as you all step through the threshold, that final bit of magic fading and the house returning to its decrepit state, that is where we can draw this game of Apocalypse Keys to a close.
I do as I get in my car. Do I look around for hot boy me? Was he real?
There's no hot boy you around, but like pulling down like the rear view mirror to check like behind you, it's him looking back at you.
Oh my god, it was
The
you.
hot boy was the
find
me
you all
you
the
lost
time.
along the way.
All right. Thank you all so much for being here, for supporting us. Thank you to my beautiful cast. Y'all were beyond amazing. Just
Thanks for making me cry.
Oh my
Goodness.
for
god.
making me
Didn't plan on
cry.
it. Didn't plan.
This is the second time I've played this game, and the second time I've sobbed at the end of this game. Like, I don't
Oh
know
my
what
God.
the magic is in this game, but
Whew.
man,
I think that's normal. I think that's regular. I think
it's normal. Just cry all the
Yeah.
time.
I think that's how you know you're playing the game, right? Is if you're crying at the end of it.
Yeah.
I did once again want to give everyone a chance to tell the people who you are, and if you're working on any projects, people can check out where they can find it. I will go reverse order of our intro, so we'll start screen right and move counterclockwise, which means they're starting with Kit.
Oh gosh, hi. Hi, I'm Kit. I'm a mess. You can find me most places online, namely Twitter at KitRollCause, how it is on the screen. And I'm on here quite a bit. Not usually crying as much, but you know, you never know. The night's young. The year is young, I guess. I'll be back here in literally 2 days. We're playing the second section of our Witch game on the 4th. We're coming back for Lancer on the 5th. We're coming back for Project Sunbreaker, which is the Alien game that currently Meg is DMing. That's going to be on the 9th. And then we're starting sort of a longer form campaign, I believe, on the 21st, which I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about that yet. So there's that. So come here and maybe I'll make everybody cry again. That's the goal.
As always. All right, up to Taylor.
Hello, I am Taylor, or _potato_. It's been a long time since I've said that. I've had like a couple months off. Whew. I forgot my own handle. Yeah, I can also be found here throughout this month on the 18th for Wild Seed. It'll be our 3rd installment. But hey, it's gonna be a good old just like take like Indiana Jones, but put it in a weird like nature setting. That's what this is gonna be. So come hop in, come watch that. And then also on the 25th for some Tales from the Loop, which I love. But you can also find me over on High Shelf Collective, where I do most of the fun things. Have a Lady D&D campaign that's wrapping up this month. We've got some Cyberpunk coming that I need all of you guys in, because it is gonna be a flirty, fun, emotional mess. So keep an eye out.
100%. All right, over to Farah.
Hello, I am Farah Sarkaya, and tonight I have been Yugani the Last. You can find me everywhere at Farakaya on all of the socials, as well as over at Crossroads Games. You will find me at Crossroads in Death Till Undead, Delta Green, and a bunch more stuff in 2023, both as player and GM. And you will also find me over at Superior Adventures, Guild for Humblewood Adventures, and so much more. Follow me at Farakaya on all the socials and keep up with all of the things.
Yeah. And then last but not least, down to Candace.
Hi everyone, I have been Candace. You can find me at that Candace Girl, CANDACE, over on Twitter, where I will post all of the miscellaneous stuff that I do. You can also find me at Candace the Magnificent on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. I will be doing some streaming this week. Probably going to do some Jedi Fallen Order and some ukulele cover concerts if you like that kind of thing. You can see me tomorrow doing Delta Green on 12-Sided Stories. You can find me on Wednesday over at Live from the Apocalypse doing Vampire Records, which is a take on the Buffy RPG. And then you can also find me on Friday at Insight Check's channel doing some Dreamcatcher Deadlands Lost Colony for her first Fridays.
That sounds amazing.
I've got a good week. This was quite the way to kick it off, let me tell you. Like, I've got a great feeling. Like, I'm this much into 2023 and I'm just like,
The
so
vibes.
are we setting this mood for the remainder of
yeah.
the 12 months? Because yes.
We kicked off the year pretty great.
Aggressive flirting and crying.
yeah.
That's the vibe.
A+. Yes.
And of course, Cybit Andrew, your Fate Master, what did they call it? What's it called in this game? Keeper. Your keeper for the evening.
Keeper.
And for most evenings around here, although for the rest of January, we're gonna have a bunch of guest GMs, so stick around. We got amazing people. It's the Lost Caravan, and they're gonna tell a bunch of amazing stories. If you want to come and roll some dice with us in the future, we would love to have you. You can join our Discord. The link is down below, that big old button that says Discord, as I punch my desk. It's where we post things like casting calls, schedules, cat pictures, food pictures, and where we just generally hang out and be giant nerds. We do casting calls each and every month for tons of games. I am personally trying to branch out into more indie games, trying to get away from the AAA games that I know and love and learn and experience more things like tonight's, like Apocalypse Keys. I learned about this game like a month ago, and it's beautiful. Highly recommend you go check it out. Oh, deep breath. I'm good. It's a beautiful game.
We did it.
Friend Gnome Ann is currently live playing some D&D with the most fantastic tagline ever of "Be gay, do crime." So I'm gonna throw a raid over there. But before I do, as always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.